What's going on, Twitch? Getting ready to do a deep dive into the multifamily space. I'm gonna turn some of this music down. All right. We're gonna be looking at some apartments today. All right. So what is going on today? We're gonna look at what is on the market, what is selling. Life is good. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. I'm gonna be getting into my Crexi account, and we're gonna be looking at um, CoStar today. We may even, if we have some time, look at HAR today. But it's 12:30. I'm going to go until 1:30. If you have questions, especially about the multifamily space, leave a comment. So also let me know if you can hear me. I'm trying to get this browser going. So this is our my third or fourth time to stream on Twitch. Make sure. Okay, I got a browser. Okay. Fast Kid 109, thanks for joining stream today. Hope everybody is doing amazing. Take a look at these reports again. I like to start with these market reports. I like to start kind of broad, especially in Houston. I like to see how certain asset types are performing. Why? Because it is my goal and my aim to become an absolute master and expert in this market. This is the city of Houston. Start with, we're going to look at different asset types first because we want to see, maybe if you're a multifamily investor and that's all you know, maybe you might want to venture out into the retail or industrial space. As we know, the multifamily space has tremendous complications. So check this out. By the way, hi, I'm on my webcam. I hope it's good enough. What if it all works out? It already worked out. Okay, so Houston right now in the office space, a quick metric right now. This is 19.7%. This is pretty wild. 19.7% vacancy. And we can look at there's 357 million square feet of inventory. Very, very little. There's less under construction in the office space. So office is taking a hit all over the country. I had a meeting with a commercial agent in Minnesota today. Office is just ish right now. So here's absorption. So let me tell you what absorption means. By the way, this is a cap rate of 10%. That's over the last 4 quarters. Keep an eye on this cap rate because we want to see how that compares to the other asset types. The golly, it's so to me like this just seems incredibly high. So let's go back to absorption. This is basically of the new construction, what is being uh, purchased. So 500,000 out of 2.5 million. So only 20% is being absorbed. So I don't know if these builders know these numbers because if only 20% of the inventory that is being delivered is being absorbed, maybe we need to slow down and sell what we have first. Here's the industrial space. Industrial's interesting too because the vacancy rate is at 7%. I mean, that's a huge difference, right, compared to office. Office is almost at 20, industrial's at 7% vacancy. You can see that there's 21 million under construction, so quite a bit under construction, less than 12 absorption. So it's about 50% absorption, which is still a lot better than the office space. Like office is just really stinking right now. But check this out. Cap rates are low in the industrial space as well. So industrial steady, especially in a Houston market. I think industrial seems to be consistent. Every time we get an industrial lease for one of our clients, the tenants stay in the building for 3 to 5 years. They don't make any noise. They don't clog the toilets. They don't burn the carpet. They don't do the things that you see in the multifamily space. A lot of people prefer the industrial just because it's quieter. It may not have the highest cap rate, but they have longer leases and they're usually a lot easier to manage. Let's look at retail as well. And then I want to look at hospitality before we start digging into the multifamily world. Excuse me. Okay, here's the retail market in Houston right now. We have 443 million. So this is these are storefronts, stores, strip centers, malls, you know, everything from barbershops to grocery stores. Look at my vacancy rate. And then my absorption rate right here is stronger. It's more than 50%. At one point this year, this absorption rate was like 1 to 1 with the deliveries under construction. Cap rates 7.3. Of course, as we dig in, we'll find areas where the cap rates are much higher than that. Look at my vacancy rate. Retail's strong too. So retail's at 5.4 right here. Here's 5.4. Industrial is at office is at like 20, 19.7. And then hospitality occupancy is about 63%. So that's kind of like saying 37% vacancy. Let's go into this hospitality. Cap rates are high right now for hospitality. Revenue, rev par. Okay, so they measure these by rooms, 14, 15 rooms. Inventory is at 107,000. We may not have enough data. I don't see sales data. So close to 1,200 buildings in the market. Deliveries are 788 under construction. So construction's slowing down. These are the buildings that are, I know a few of those guys have built some of those. So out of 1,200, only 21 sold of the buildings. Well, not so. Average price per building is about 13.9 million. Cap rate right now is at 11.5. The market's at 9.5. I'm not much of a hospitality guy. I do have some hotels listed, but they're more like boutique hotels. So now let's dig into the multifamily space. So here's first thing I notice, vacancy rates are right in the middle, 11.6. Now, I've always known multifamily the occupancies to remain like in the 90s, like 94, 95%. Very surprised about this cap rate. I would expect that to change quite a bit. This is where things are kind of interesting right now. Sometimes it's good to buy when the cap rate's low because things are shifting. If you can buy at a low cap rate and get that cap rate up, it's more than just, you have to take into consideration, like, not just what happens the day you buy the property, what is your income and your ROI. And yes, we're going to look at ROIs today, but there's more properties being purchased right now, being built in the multifamily space. So if you look at under construction, this has been a shift in the multifamily space. People are buying them real quick right now. So you got to buy them right. So good time to own these things. But if you're trying to sell, it's going to be quite challenging at the moment. 6.5% market cap rate. So we're going to find some 10 caps today. We're going to look for the 10 caps and have a conversation about that. Also, let's look at some of the neighboring markets. So here's the closest markets to us. We got Austin, Bryan College Station, Victoria. So Houston is at 11.6 vacancy rate. So Houston's about 6.5. You go out to Austin, it's even lower, of course. San Antonio is about the same cap rate. Baton Rouge is higher cap rates. Corpus Christi's similar to Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, Corpus Christi, College Station, all in the sevens. Killeen, Hill Country, sometimes these smaller markets. Shreveport, that's an 8. Lafayette's close to 8. Beaumont's close to 8. And there's a trade-off. Waco's good, 6.9. Nobody's building anything on Longview. Lake Charles, 8%. Interesting market. Victoria, it's at 7%. Alexandria. So we do have, which one do we say is at above 8%? That was Shreveport. Okay. Houston ran out of 6.5. So occupancy about 91. Excuse me, 91. 90, excuse me, 89. I can do math. 89% occupancy, 11% vacancy. So not sure why there's so much vacancy compared to the rest of the. All right, so let's look at some deals. I'm gonna do this fresh. So we're gonna do some comps first of all. So I'm gonna see what's closing right now in the multifamily space in the Houston market. Make sure when you're searching for properties, you don't search by city. And the reason is because Houston is, if you're just looking at what's in the boundaries, Houston's a weird looking city. You really want to be in the Houston market. It's more of a broader range. So, in the last, let's go in the last 3 months, we've had 135 recorded sales, which includes under contract. If I take the under contract out, we have closed deals. We have 110 closed multifamily properties. Now, out of 110 records, first thing, sort this by cap rate. I'm going to show you something. You were on the call. We looked at a couple of these last week. I'm going to count the number of properties that actually have the cap rate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in the last 3 months, I got 110. Only 9 recorded the cap rate at the sale. So when you go below this ninth one, none of these are disclosed. So less than 9% of sales are disclosing the cap rate as well as the price. The price isn't even being disclosed in a lot here. So that's the first challenge we have. So in order to get around that, this is part of why I'm doing this Twitch stream. So I'm going to start, you got to just call these people. And I wouldn't expect that many people on the stream are really going to do that, but I am. And so I did call Charlie Kreigel. He's a listing agent that sold this property. And it did not, in fact, sell at 11.25 cap rate. This one's sold at 2.85 million, and it was an incomplete project. It wasn't even occupied. So there was no cap rate on this project. So you may be thinking to yourself, Austin, you just showed us a bunch of data that that told us that the cap rates in Houston were at 6.7%. Is that based on stuff like this? And the answer is yes and no. I did meet with Anthony from CoStar, and he let me know that there's other data sources and data resources that they have access to where they get those numbers. But, bro, I don't know. Like, this kind of data has never been in anybody's favor. It's not easy to say, hey, like, we know exactly what everything's closed at, and it's not accurate. In fact, I can probably go to Crexi and find this deal. I would assume, even if they have it, and it's not even there. If it was, I wouldn't imagine that they gonna have the same numbers. Like I'll find stuff on Crexi that have like completely different numbers than what CoStar is saying. So we're working with what we have. So let's move on to the next one. This is Holman Street. This says it's sold at a 9.28. So I have nothing in the last 3 months that have sold above a 10 cap. I have not spoken to this person. I have seen this property. It's on the market for 237 days. Sold at 9.28 cap rate, 110,000 a unit. 3527 Holman. If you don't know where that is, Google Maps, I'm going to show you right here. Here's Holman, 5945. So close to U of H. So we had looked at this with other clients. Okay, so you notice the first thing I noticed that this looks like a vacant building. I mean, how do you get a, see if it's on Crexi. Holman, no. How do they get a cap rate at 9.2? So if it sold it for 885, let me just verify this. 885 times 9.28%. And it had an operating income of 82,128. I'm gonna say 82,000, a net operating income of 2 star. We have 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms that are both what is it? 604 square foot 2 bedroom unit look like? Look, those are small bedrooms. This doesn't look like it was, maybe it was complete. Maybe they did rent it out after the, okay. Maybe it is leased out. Basically brand new construction. It was 1950, so complete rehab. Holman Street. Okay. So it looks like they won here. Everything else is low, 7.91. This is an A cap, 26 units. Reminds me of the apartment complex in the Karate Kid. So yeah, nothing real impressive, but see what has sold in the last. Let's look at just the last month. I got 35 sales in the last month. So Holman sold, 2626 Holly Hall sold at a 7 quarter. There's the project in Sealy that sold at a 7 1/4. Portsmouth sold. This is South Houston. This sold, no data here. This one I remember seeing this one, Bayou Forest in Inglewood. Bayou Forest. I know. I want to look at what's on the market. Let's see what's on the market. Let's just scan through this real quick. Cummins, 103 units. Cypress Landing. I remember this McGregor one that's sold. Randall, This must have just sold. Yeah, I didn't know this was under contract. Something's missing. It's not loading any images. What are the contacts on this? So this went off market. So this one had been on the market for a couple of years. In fact, I put an offer on it. So that agent must have got cut out of the deal. If it had expired, and he was past the protection period, he's not technically cut out of the deal with fair. So we're going to look at what's for sale. Let's look at what's under contract first. I just want to look at what's under contract right now. This is Avenue F in Magnolia, Lazaro, where the images are. This is a little 5 unit on 6802 Avenue F. I might be thinking of a different property. Let's see where this is. Avenue E, Avenue F, there's Canal, Wayside. Okay, so this is on the southwest side, Greater East, and there's Canal Navigation. And I'm over here. Where am I? I'm on Milby. There I am. That's me right there. So it's right down. Cool story. Let me go back. This is under contract at a 13 cap. It's a small one though. Anyways, we'll have to keep an eye on that. See what else. Granted, this is a 4 unit. Raybon Chapel. We looked at this one. This one, I believe, is on Crexi too. I've closed deals with this agent. Raybon Chapel, Montgomery. Here we go. So it is under contract, 1.6 million. They're advertising it at 8.92 cap rate. Let's say it's at 1. So I got off the phone with an investor right before I started the stream, and he said ROI 10%, DSCR 1.25. So this has a DSCR based on these terms. Let me review these terms. So purchase price at 1.6, net operating at 142. That's based on the current cap rate, 892, 142. Where'd that valuation? Come on. Here we go. So how do we get this ROI up? Well, we can decrease this down payment. So from sub 30 to 25%. So the 20% will raise it. So 25-year amortization. We can get this to 20%. We get close, but it's not going to quite work. We're going to have to discount it. That works. And then we can get this back up, just tweaking it. So even 155, I'm looking at this as a neutral party. So this is pretty close, you know. So somebody is getting a good deal. I need a haircut. So we'll keep an eye on Raybon. I think somebody's getting a pretty decent deal there. Everything here is going to be tough if you got 6 cap and they're not able to negotiate. But they're motivated if they're doing a 1031 exchange. Sometimes they're motivated. This is 928 3rd Street. I've worked with this agent too. So 10 units of 575. I don't have a NOI. It's under contract. I'm not going to bother these guys that are under contract. I just want to keep an eye. 928 3rd Street. You know, you got to love the fact that they list this property. They don't always put a lot of photos, or the front photo is, I don't think that photo sells the property, but what do I know? Tanglewood Manor Apartments. Interesting. Says for sale. These should be under contract. It's 44 units. This is right here. This is probably a price not disclosed. It's at 34th Street. Right. If you're watching on Twitch, I don't know you here if you don't comment. So just say hi. Anita. Anita is under contract. This is 3709 Anita, Houston, Texas, 8 units. There's Antoine. This is a big one that's under contract. I feel like all cash. Seller financing. Vacancy. Occupancy is good. Probably get this up. These look nice. You can probably do better than that. Champions Point. I feel like I've seen that somewhere. Hey man, your thumb's in the picture. They look better on the outside than they do on the inside. But... So we'll keep an eye on that. Right. So how are we doing on time? So we're halfway through our little stream. See if there's anything. Ooh. Ooh. Oh no. I know about this property. I didn't realize this was under contract. This is Brayburn Apartments on Welford. It's the Belfort Village Apartments. Yeah, I can see who everyone is. Let me look at Google real quick. Hey, baby. I tried taking this one down, but it wasn't for me. We'll see if I didn't know it had even been listed. I don't think, maybe, you know what? Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong property because I talked to the owner of this one maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. Chimney Rock, Cleveland Street. That's my ad displacement. Oh no, that's interesting. That's in Alvin, Prairie View, Brentwood in Houston, Shotwell in Houston, Conroe. Okay, just looking for sale. Yeah, we're gonna start a new search. So we're gonna start on CoStar and then we're gonna go to Crexi. I'm gonna look at multifamily. I'm gonna look in Houston. So I think there's value. You got to look at the stuff, man. You got to look at what's selling, what's not selling. If you're on the call and or if you watch this and you just want me to find more information out, I would be happy to do it on a stream or something. This is apartments in Galveston that, where did they go? Galveston. If you ever want me to do some digging, run an evaluation on some properties, I've shown this, but it wasn't to purchase the apartments. It was a student. This is student housing. I actually had some students I was showing property to some years ago. So this is good student housing. It's 71st Street apartments. So that's on auction. 600. Yeah. Let's check this out. Let's do a little. Maybe we should bid on this. That's not what I'm looking at. Let's look at P&Ls. First of all, before I do all that, let's see if they just tell me. I was like, what's AHI? Any guesses what AHI is? That's the average household income and the average median income. But do I know the NOI? I can't get the ROI if I don't have the NOI. I need to have the net operating income. So let's see what we can see. We could do this really fast. I just need a P&L, July T12. Let me tell you what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at May through May. So that's 12 months right there. June, July. So I'm looking at a T12. The T15, you can use a T15, but you have to annualize it. And I can show you how to do that. We can do it both ways. So first we want to look at income. So it's been pretty consistent. It's been dropping 42, 43. It spiked at 43,000. The T12 is 478,194. And I'm just curious, can I move this calculator? I can't. I've never even seen that before. Okay. Oh, I got history. So I need to go 478, 194 divided by 12. Average monthly income. 478, 194 divided by 12 equals. So less than 40,000 per unit. And I can do that with the T15, even though I don't need to. So 5,476 divided by 15. A little bit better. So there's for some reason the numbers are going down. I don't know why. I mean, it could just be market. Here's your expenses. I don't really care what they are at the moment. I just want to get my total expenses, which I really don't even care. Like all I really, really need is this number right here. That's my net operating income. So 152, 620. 152, 620. And I just, if I'm going to auction on this, I'm probably just going to do it at 10% cap rate, which comes out to $1.5 million. I should have divided, but you get what I'm saying. So take this 12 months net operating income, and just offer 10 cap. You're probably safe, especially with a property like this. I've walked the property. There's nothing wrong with this property. Turn that crap off. Very nice. Very green. Cool. Lots of parties. Lots of drunken college parties. You could probably charge more money. Your average rent is 1,300. What you do is you get like 6 college kids and squeeze them all in there. I'm just kidding. These are like more like medical students, and these are nicer students. Anyways, I have college kids. I'm a college dad. But where was I going with that? Yeah, so we can. If anybody wants to bid on this, let me know. I'll go in with you. Moving on. ACAP 105. Lots of portfolios. What was Let's stay over like south of I-10 right now. What is this? We're sharing? It's the 3 unit. No, probably too small. Let's do 10 or more. Let's narrow it down a little bit. Okay, this is under contract. Let's remove that. Actually, 605 Belfort. This one comes back to me. This one's gonna haunt me. I'm gonna see if it's in Crexi. Why do you like Crexi, Austin? I don't know. Shut up. Because Crexi has the valuation calculators that are easy to use. Problem is, it only works on certain properties. Angleton, 120 units. I'm gonna text this guy. Welcome to the deep dive, multifamily. 2 minutes. I'm gonna just close out a CoStar and just go Crexi. Jim, let's give Jim a call. Of course.
That's if I can help you.
Good morning. This is our afternoon. This is Austin Jones with KW Commercial. Is Jim available? Jim Hurd.
I think you have the wrong number.
This is not Celestri Investments that have 4 Stadium Drive listed. Is this a real estate office?
It has who?
Is this a real estate office?
Yes.
Okay,
There's no
I'm
Jim Hurd here.
I'm looking at a listing, um,
Okay.
and Jim Hurd is the listing agent on this property. Houston
Uh,
incomeproperties.com is this? It's 4 Stadium Drive in Angleton.
no, this is Silvestri Investment.
Okay. Is this 713-783-6262?
785-6272.
My apologies. Forgive me. I'm sorry.
Lovely.
I, what did I do? Well, maybe I called the wrong. Oh, I did. Whoops. Calling Jim Hurd. I want to
Thank you
stick
for
in.
calling Houston Income Property. For Jim Hurd, press 1. For Gwen Von Heater, press...
You've reached the desk of Jim Hurd. Please leave a message. Thank you.
Jim, how are you? It's Austin Jones with KW Commercial. Wanted to get some information about 4 Stadium Drive. My number is 281-729-6604. I will also send you an email if that is more convenient for you. Thank you, sir. Let's look at these numbers real quick before I have to talk to him. Net is 129, 124, 1 point. This is not on Crexi, is it? Gold 10. Would it be nice if Crexi could still show me the property? It's 2025. We've been doing this for half a century and we still don't have useful tools. 1.3. So we're at 1.249 thousand. Let's do a 9 cap on this, probably 1.249 million. Let's offer it, divide it by a 9 cap, 1.387. Oh, 13.8 million. And then I have these notes that I would say my guess is 13 million. They're probably asking like 20 something million. We'll see. I'll come back in a week. All right, let's go to Crexi. So we're going to look at properties for sale. It's similar to CoStar, but not really. Student housing, maybe. We'll do save the RV parks for a different day. I want to do, so Crexi doesn't have the Houston market. It's going to do Houston, Texas. So what I find is best with Crexi is just county. So let's start with Harris County. I'm not saying this deal. So this is Harris County. All right, we know this one. We know this one. These are both owned by the same person. They're still on the market. In fact, I have been working on these two. Let's skip these for now. Plaza Verde. Where is this? I feel like I've talked to this person before. Let me say Jen Hurd. I thought I had her. I'm gonna go ahead and add this agent to my database. Plaza Verde. So we'll do a little val on this. No cap rate on it. NOI tell me 106,913. So right now, let's see 20. We can do this as a 20-year. All right, so this is interesting. So I'm being told that the operating income is 106. They listed September. So this has been on the market for a long time. They haven't done anything since April. Some of these cold, stale listings are just kind of like some of the best opportunities because they've been scrolled past so many times that people just kind of like mentally just cross them off the list. Discover a prime investment opportunity in the heart of Houston. This well-maintained multifamily property boasts 11 fully occupied. This seems pretty good. Providing immediate cash flow and long-term stability. Fully leased, diverse unit mix. Plaza Verde. I recommend getting on Google and just taking a look. This is the North Freeway. So this is on the north part of Houston near the, what's that mall called? Greenspoint Mall, I think. Here's Plaza Verde. It looks nice. There's some business offices over here. Is that like a tennis court? Plaza Verde. All right, this one needs a little attention. I might use this one to conclude our show. So I get my DSCR checks out, my ROI checks out. I'm gonna get that a little bit higher. If I can get them at 1,050,000, then I've got a pretty decent opportunity here. Tris, Maggie also we can get 7.5 now. So I'm almost to 1.5 DSCR. So I'm gonna send this to my lender. Now, is there room for some value add? This property has a major flood factor. The annual risk to this building is decreasing. Fire, because it's not in the path of a wildfire. Household income seems a little low. I'm going to share this one. What in listing context? Boom. This is, you can send this, have your agent put this report together. Just get rid of the contact information. The valuation calculators right here. Print it. Magdiel, I'm not sure if you're on the call, but let me know. 212 Plaza Verde. If he likes it, then I can either buy it or partner with some of my favorite clients. I'm sure we're gonna get in here and find some issues. And these images are just dog water. But I can also, they probably have a website. Probably. Plaza Verde. I'm surprised they don't have a website. It says it's on it. I don't know. We'll find out. Guys, appreciate y'all joining me on the stream today. I'm your friend Austin from Houston, just looking at some deals. I'm gonna do this every Tuesday. I may add another day, but I'm gonna try to post these to YouTube. Thank y'all for watching. If you have any deals that you want me to evaluate or look at or dig into, let me know. I'm here to teach. I'm also here to learn. I don't know everything, but if I don't know something and I need to know it, I will find out. So have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. Enjoy your day. And don't forget to subscribe and get the alerts on Twitch. I'm going to do a residential deep dive on Thursday, and I may come back on another day. We'll see. Thank you.